Want to become a travel agent and thinking like, how can I do this and efficiently get through my day? I will talk about that today, so follow along. I am Lauren from Learning from Lauren. I am a travel agent trying to help other travel agents have a successful start to becoming a travel agent. Normally, when you are new to a job, the starting point is either the tipping point that you're going to stay or go. So, there are some really important tips that I try and give you along the way. And I'm travel agent to travel agent, not travel agency owner to travel agent. That is a big difference and a big it definitely changes the conversation. When you're talking peer to peer, it's very different. I have been a teacher for over 21 years and I see how that change makes it different. It's kind of like your boss talking to you about like, "Oh, these are the things that you should be doing," as opposed to your other coworkers who are like, this is how it goes." So I am here to kind of help you out. And one of the biggest things I see with travel advisors is they're just not efficient and they're not trying to be. It's just that there's no one showing them the way. And what works for one person isn't going to work for everyone. So you have to figure out, I'm going to give you some ideas, but you have to come up with what is it that's going to work for you. The first thing that we're going to talk about is you need a set schedule. And that doesn't mean a set schedule where you're talking to clients or things like that. I mean your own set schedule. When are you going to be working on your travel agency things? And that could vary by day, by week, by hour, by minute. But you need to make those decisions. Like, are you going to work today? Are you not going to work today? Those are big things. You don't need to work 7 days a week. That's not what I'm saying. What it is that you need to focus on is what are the hours that I can work on a given day? I do this part time. So I don't work all the time. I do it part of the time. And different days I try and do different things. So, like Monday is my big YouTube day. Tuesday, I'm really trying to get clients. That's the day that I try and get clients on. And also on Wednesdays. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm really trying to work on stuff for clients to get them ready to go. So, I don't technically work on the weekends a lot. I do because when you part-time work on some things, you get it done when you get it done. But that way, I at least know like, hey, I'm not going to be working like 4 hours a day every day and having no life between working full-time and then part-time in this job, being a mom, being a wife. Like you have to have a life there too. So those are all things you want to think about. What is a manageable goal? It can be 30 minutes a day. Maybe that's it. That's where you start. But you have to come up with what it is. Then you have to think about, okay, when am I going to try and talk to clients? Like, what is my calendar going to look like so clients can contact me? I have a very tough time because I have a child and I have a full time job. So, when am I going to meet with clients? And that schedule kind of has to fluctuate. And I try and make this cool thing on Calendly where people can schedule appointments, but I have very limited availability based on my schedule. So I really have to think about that and I have to open it up and be kind of creative. And I'm very lucky that I have a supportive partner that helps me. So I can take time when I need to. But those are things you want to think about is when is it going to be just your time? When is it going to be client time? Another thing is you want that kind of workflow. Workflow means that if someone contacts you and says, "I want to book a trip with you," what is the next step? You should have those steps like in a document so you follow the same steps. If someone contacts you and it's not through your contact form that you're using, and let's say they DM you on Instagram and they say, "I want to book a trip. How does it work?" You want to be able to say, "Fill out this form, then check out my calendar, book a time, and we'll talk. And then we'll go from there and see if we're a fit. And then we could talk about booking your trip." There you go. Simple steps right there. But you want that kind of written out for you because it's really hard to manage if you have Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs, people emailing you, people texting you, and you're like, okay, who's my lead? Like, who am I trying to get to be my client? Like, it's very hard to have everything in one spot. So you want to push people to that one location. Like, I want to push people to go to my form that I want them to fill out Once I see that form, then I can contact them back. Those are all things that you want to try and do so that you have that consistency. And I know it sounds annoying, but I just have a note on my phone. And so when I get those DMs, I just copy and paste and I have all the links. And if they choose to go forward, that's it. Some people will say, like, oh, I only do Instagram DMs. I only do this. Well, great. I don't. So I have a business that I'm running. I'm not like your friend just like booking your trip. So you want to try and get out of that stage where people are just thinking it's like a hobby type thing. And this is like a real life business. Sending them to any kind of a form makes it seem more official to them. Sending them something that has an email attached to it or your Calendly it's a Calendly is like a calendar where people can book appointments for you. It's free. Check it out. I've done things about it before. It's a great resource. Not a paid promotion, just a thing that I know about. So those are things that you want to think about. You really want to have that. Then once someone has a call with you, you want the list of the questions that you're going to ask with them. I have done videos about that before, so you can go back and look at videos where I've done it. I also have a training course for people who are new to become travel agents, and I literally give you all of this so you don't even have to think about it. It's like, oh, okay, this is what my system is. Like someone contacts me, here's the email that I send, and here it is that I do this. Now my next step is this. How do I, make sure that I get back to them in a good amount of time? These are all things that I have built in as bonuses in my course because when you're starting off as a travel agent, there's so much work that you have to do. And I just want to try and make your life a little easier so you can get to the fun stuff, which is actually booking people's vacation as opposed to building those email sequences to figure out what it is that you are trying to do or how you're going to try and continue to get customers to come to you. So you could check that out below. That is all there also. So another thing that I want to focus on is you want your own space to do this. If this is something that you're really interested in and this is like you want to make this not just a hobby, you're not just helping, friends and family who randomly contact you. So you really need that space. You need a clear work desk and you know from there what you need. I am really into this. I have to find something where it doesn't have it. I'm really into these little rocket books and you can erase them. And instead of using a sticky notes, I use that. So when I'm done with the task, then I can erase it and it's just done. And it's like 30 pages long and you write with it and special pens. They can get them easily. And I really like that. So you need to set up your office on how it's going to help you. Again, I've done a video on how to set up your office, so you can go and check that out also. The biggest thing that you want to do is it's okay if you need to, readjust your systems or figure out like, okay, in order to work this week, I need to work these amount of hours for myself and then these amount of hours towards client work. All this is great and fine, but you actually have to stick with it. So you have to like sit down and say, okay, this is what my week looks like. This is what I need to get done. This is what I'm going to do. So you really want to plan that out and just kind of decide what are your important tasks? What are your important tasks? What are the tasks that you need to do for clients? And how long is that going to take you? And that will dictate how many hours you need to work that week. Again, this is like a bonus thing that I have in that course I was talking about. So you don't even have to come up with those things on your own. They are just given to you as extras. And the course that I'm talking about, because I talk about it all the time, is a beginner course if you want to become a travel agent, because becoming a travel agent is obviously the point. But there are a lot of steps. And my biggest thing that I will say is in order to have a system, you need to have a good travel agency that you're working for, and that's going to look different for everyone. And finding your travel agency is going to set you up for the biggest amount of success. And they might have some of these things when you join that travel agency, but you're going to need to personalize and make it your own. So those are things you need to think about when you're joining a travel agency and things you want to look for. So if you're thinking like, hey, I really want to become a travel agency, but it is or travel agent, and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I can't find information out there because it's super hard. Then check out the course below because that will help you. Okay. Becoming efficient means that you stick with a plan. You first have to become efficient. That means that you have to set your schedule, you have to set your client schedule, and you have to figure out what is the order of what is it going to do? What are you going to do when someone contacts you and wants to book a trip? What are all the steps? Have all those steps written out. Have the email sequence written out. Have how are they going to book an appointment with you? What is the form going to look like that you're going to have them fill out? Again, I have a video on how to fill out a form, so you can go check that out also. So this should help you, but if you want to become efficient, you have to start with yourself and figure out what it is that you need. I gave you some ideas. They are not, all ending ideas, but go check them out. Check out the other videos that I have here. That will help you also. And if you want to tell me below, what is your most efficient area becoming a travel agent below, that will help me. So I'll know where I need to focus and help you guys some more. So have a great day, and I will talk to you next time on Learning from Lauren. Bye.